This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. You just heard me playing a little bit of a solo, not on this guitar though. It's on one of the guitars that you can see hanging on the wall behind me. Which one will become relevant as we go through the video, because basically it's a guitar that I'm selling. And the reason I'm selling it is so that I can keep this guitar. This is the Epiphone standard 60s SG. I had a little bit of gas, gear acquisition syndrome to get an SG. It was an itch I needed to scratch, and I thought I'll buy the guitar, I'll make a few videos with it, earn some revenue from the videos, and by the time I've sold the guitar, somewhere along the line I'll make a bit of a profit. Never expected that I'd be thinking about keeping this guitar, and well, I'm not thinking about keeping it, I am keeping it. It is absolutely gorgeous. I never ever thought I would feel that way about an SG guitar. I've owned several SG style guitars. I don't think I've ever owned a Gibson SG in the past, but I think I've had an Epiphone at some point. I've had the vintage VS6 SG copy and stuff, and it's like, I like the idea of it, but I never really liked the guitar. All the usual reasons, the neck feeling too long because of where it's kind of joining the body, and the volume and tone controls feeling like they're in a different postcode, and worst of all, the neck dive. But on that point, I mean, just look, it's surprisingly well balanced, this guitar. It just doesn't kind of want to do that. That sort of plummeting to the floor with the headstock kind of thing that SGs are renowned for. And I'm just sat in my normal playing position here. I'm not having to sort of lean over to counterbalance it or anything. And it's not, kind of balanced well because the body weighs like a boat anchor. It's a surprisingly light guitar. It feels about, I'll tell you what it's like. It's like an SG in terms of weight, but it just, for some reason, this one is surprisingly well balanced. So I'm keeping it. The problem is that, I need to replenish the guitar fund a little bit. So I'm going to have to sell one of the other guitars that I've got around here in order to, fund the purchase of whatever comes next. So, here's how I arrived at a decision. Right, it goes without saying that Blondie here is going nowhere. This is my signature guitar. You know all about this if you've been watching the channel for any length of time. Yeah, no way I'm parting with this one. It's the fulfillment of a dream. Never ever imagined I would be uttering the words, "This is my signature guitar." It's a beautiful instrument. Go and check out the link in the description, and if you're interested in having one for yourself, it's about the same sort of money as a Fender American Professional Telecaster. For a hand-built artisan guitar, you can't go far wrong with that. So Blondie is going nowhere. Neither of these two guitars. What you can see here is a Harley Benton CST 24 with P90 pickups, and a Fender Deluxe Nashville Telecaster, and along with those two, there's this one here. This is an offset guitar, which I don't really usually kind of like this sort of thing, but this one looks really kind of nice. I think it's just something to do with the way the pattern of the wood on the body and everything. It looks kind of sleek and futuristic. in a way that I don't usually find those kind of guitars to look. Anyway, the reason why these 3 guitars are going nowhere are because they are gifts. People gave me these guitars. That offset guitar, as I say, was built for me by a viewer to this channel, a good friend of mine called Peter, and he just built me a guitar because he wanted me to have it. The Nashville Telecaster, again, that was a gift from a student of mine in the States who was looking to ship one of his guitars over to me as a gift, and it proved more expensive to do that than actually just ordering me a guitar from Toman and having it shipped to me. And what a generous gesture that is. And thank you, Joe. And the CST 24P90 guitar, again, a gift from one of my students who just basically, he loaned me the guitar to do a video with, and I was quite taken with it. Was almost going to make him an offer. Then a couple of expenses unexpectedly turned up that I didn't have the money to make him an offer. So he basically said, well, it's your birthday soon, enjoy your present. There you go. So none of those guitars, either my signature guitar or those 3, are going anywhere. Mainly because with those 3 guitars, it's, you just don't sell something that somebody has chosen to give you as a gift. I think it's just a little bit, it's just not the done thing. So we're going to rule those 3 out. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, this guitar is a Harley Benton SC552. There we go, let's have a look at the headstock. There it is. And yeah, this one's not going anywhere either. The reason for this is I've owned countless single cut style guitars over the years, many Epiphones, a couple of Gibsons, and various vintage V100s and other Les Paul style guitars over the years, and never really connected with any of them. It just, once that new toy novelty factor wears off, and you don't find yourself playing it that much anymore, and you just think, yeah, okay, maybe I'm more of a Fender guy. This is the only, I'm not saying this is the best Les Paul style guitar I've ever had, but it's certainly the one that I've connected with the most. I've put a little bit of money into it in terms of it's now got slightly more vintage sounding iron gear pickups. I think they're the Blues engines. Nothing wrong with the Tesla pickups that came in it, but they were just a little bit more kind of modern voiced, and I prefer something a bit more vintage, so hence the pickups. And the tuning pegs, you may recall when you saw me review this guitar, if you saw that video, that this guitar had those horrible snot green, phony aged tuning pegs. Now it doesn't. It now sports a set of locking tuners. Once again, thanks to Peter, who built me that lovely offset guitar, this guitar here. He just got in touch and said, you don't like those tuning pegs on that Harley Benton Les Paul. He says, well, I've got a set for you here. They're I think Music Lily branded tuning pegs, locking tuners. Don't know what the ratio is, but they seem to work pretty good. And they're about 26 quid on Amazon. So if you're looking for some locking tuners, they're well worth checking out. But yeah, it's taken me... When did I get my first ever Les Paul? An actual Gibson. It was a Les Paul Deluxe, and I got that in, I think, about 1984 or 85. So it's taken me since then to find a single cut style guitar that I really kind of connected with. So, for that reason alone, this one's going nowhere. Let's see what the other candidates are. Okay, this one is the Sire Larry Carlton S7, and spoiler alert, this one's going nowhere either. I was a Strataholic for many, many years. For me, for a good few years, decades in fact. If it wasn't a Strat, it wasn't a proper guitar, or thereabouts. And then I just kind of got a bit jaded and bored with Strats and switched over to Telecasters. And I wouldn't say I was anti-Strat, but I was kind of not interested in Strats. Then last year I got the Player Series Fender Strat in for review. It was a guitar I really, really wanted to bond with and love, but I just couldn't. It just didn't make. It didn't capture my heart. I said at the time in the video that if you're into Strats, you couldn't do much more much better than one of those, and I stand by that. But it didn't make a convert of me. This one, however, did. I just love everything about it. The rolled neck edges, or the rolled fingerboard edges, just everything. It's a supremely fantastic guitar to play. It feels like a boutique £2,000 guitar, and they're about 400 odd quid. And quite apart from anything else, it's the only working guitar I've got at the moment that has a trem. And occasionally I do need to use a trem for various things. So for practicality purposes alone, this guitar needs to hang around. Let's see what's next. The Frankenstein Telecaster, so-called because it is a bit of a mismatch and hodgepodge of different things, isn't it? Often people leave comments in my videos saying, when are you going to review that Paisley Telecaster on the wall behind you? Because I guess from that sort of distance it does look like a Paisley Telecaster. But what looks like Paisley pattern is actually a scratch plate made up of old beer bottle labels. And there's the Rexomatic sticker there from Rex, one of my viewers, who's a great musician, and got a new album out. Did an interview with him a little while ago. This started life as a guitar that I found in a charity shop, and I paid 25 quid for. And it's been butchered and hacked about over the years. I don't really go for relict guitars, and this wasn't intended to be a relict guitar. This is my cack-handed attempt at doing a refinish with Ronseal coloured, furniture wax. It didn't go according to plan, but it does give it a certain kind of hobo chic, I suppose. Iron Gear, was it steel twin bridge pickup, Wilkinson P90 in the neck, three-way selector. This guitar is an absolute beast for playing slide on, so that's what I tend to use it for nowadays. It's not worth selling because it's worth probably about £3 if I was to try selling this, so this one's going nowhere either. Next, the Yamaha Pacifica 311H. This was, I must admit, a prime candidate for rehoming when I was coming to the decision that I wanted to keep the SG. Mainly because I hadn't played this guitar that much in the last few weeks, and I was thinking, well, if the urge to pick it up was strong enough, I would have picked it up. So maybe it's the guitar's way of telling me to that it wants to be moved on. And then I picked it up last night and I thought, okay, yeah, no way. This is just such a comfortable feeling neck, and when you plug it in and listen to the sounds, that sort of vintage PAF voiced humbucker there, and the P90 and everything, it's just a great combination of tones. And when these guitars first came out, I really, really, really wanted one, but I was absolutely on the bones of my arse financially at the time. Couldn't afford 300 pence, let alone £300 for a guitar, and finally got one last year. So yeah, I think this one's going to be staying. Next, yes, the other Sire Larry Carlton guitar that I've got. This is the H7, if, as I said when I did the review of this guitar, if you're going to build a 335 copy and seek Larry Carlton's approval for having his name on the headstock, it's got to be something a bit special, and this really, really is. I love this guitar. I really adore it. It's such a versatile instrument in terms of the tones that it produces, and look at it. It's a beautiful kind of just flashy enough kind of look about it, with that book matched veneer on the top there. It's got all of the usual Sire accoutrements, including the rolled fretboard edges that make it feel absolutely gorgeous to play. Like the other Sire Larry Carlton guitar, this feels like it should cost well into four figures in terms of a price tag, and I paid 500 quid for it. Beautiful instrument. And again, just from the practicality side of things, there are going to be times when I need the tone that only a thin line semi-guitar can produce. You can get close to it on a solid bodied guitar, but it never really has that that airiness, that openness to the sound that having a body that's kind of in large part made of fresh air actually gives to the tone. So yeah, this one was never ever a candidate for rehoming. So just confirming that this one is going nowhere. So what does that leave me with? Yes, the final candidate. My Harley Benton CST-24, the guitar out of all the ones that you've seen today. I think that I've had the longest. No, I think I've had the Frankenstein Telecaster longer than this. This guitar does have some emotional attachment to me, but then again, you see, I've just picked it off the wall and the strings are rusty, so it's that long since I've played it. In case you don't know the story of this guitar, basically, when my mother passed away years and years ago, I had to sell a PRS to help pay for a funeral. And then about 10 years later, I got a bit of an unexpected inheritance from her estate, and I bought this guitar as out of some of the money that was left. So it's kind of got that little bit of emotional baggage there with it, but I'm not playing it. And like I was talking about the three guitars, let's have a look at them again. These three guitars that were actually given to me as gifts. People chose those guitars and gave them to me because they wanted me to have them. This guitar is slightly different. I bought it with money that was left mouldering away in one of my mother's bank accounts, and it took the bank about 10 years to track me down and tell me that there was a bit of cash there for me. So it's not like she bought me this guitar, she chose it and bought it for me as a birthday present or Christmas present or something like that. So it doesn't have anything of her in it. It served its purpose, this guitar. It was the guitar that I used in the early days of this channel, and it got the ball rolling and got me to the point where I am now. It plays nice and everything, but I just have other guitars that I prefer to pick up when I want that sort of set neck, mahogany, humbucker type sound. It's had a couple of upgrades. It's had Vanson Classic 57 Alnico 2s put in it, and I replaced the tuners on it as well with some Vanson Grover copies, which are better than the original ones on there. You might recall I did a video where I was tarting this guitar up a bit, and I put some kind of phony abalone fret dot stickers on. I ended up regretting doing that and took them off. So, difficult decision, but I think this is the guitar that's going to be up for sale. I have other guitars that do the same thing as this, and I wouldn't say do it better, but certainly they are the guitars that I reach for whenever I want the kind of thing that this guitar does. And as I say, it's not like it's imbued with memories of my mother. The memories are in here, not in here. That's the way I'm looking at it. So this is the guitar which is going to be going to a new home. Let's hear it in action one more time. And as always, there is a full tab for that solo up here. It's in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with the backing track I was playing along with and the clip of me playing the solo. Up on my Patreon page, there's the address link in the description. $3 or £2.50 a month, and you get access to all of these bits and pieces that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive, heartfelt thank you to everybody who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down below. Yes, so the Harley Benton is going to be saying goodbye. It's been fun, and there is a little bit of, emotion involved in selling it for the reasons I've described, but the plain and simple fact of the matter is that, my guitars are working tools, and it's not getting played. This one will, so, there you have it. This is a special guitar really because, like I said with that Harley Benton SC550, it's taken me this long to find a single cut style guitar that I really connect with. It's taken me this long to find an SG style guitar that I really connect with. Once again, look at that, no neck dive. It's stable. The neck profile is absolutely gorgeous, and when you get a guitar like this that you really connect with, I think you just need to hang on to it, at least for a while. We'll see. That's the video for today, folks. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it. As always, don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about guitars. What's not to like? I'd love to see you there. It's a fantastic way to kick off the weekend. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.